Alright, Angry Snails coming in, signaling for the pole. They are playing the
Pineapple finger guns.
Pineapple Finger Guns.
It's like a roller out the back that Scott's picking up behind the net.
Yeah, really put a lot of juice behind that one, bud.
Sometimes you gotta put some juice.
Yeah, I can respect it.
Scott's thinking he's got to take it out the back of the end zone line. Oh, Scott's wrong.
You live and learn.
Do. Scott taps it in. He's looking upfield.
Looks like Zach S. isn't really putting on any sort of force here.
Up the field to Walshy. Walshy throws it around to Scott.
Yeah, Zach really just straight up marking on him.
That's straight up for sure. Scott up the field to Matt. Matt grabs it.
Alright, Kevin comes up with the mark.
Matt throws it up the field to Walshy. Walshy with a shot to Scott, who barely misses it.
If Scott would have committed a little bit more there, I feel as though he could have got that layout.
Full horizontal would have had it.
Zach S. picks up, gets the swing off immediately. Some sort of call.
There's a call in the field.
Unaware of what this is.
Oh, Matt's off the field. I believe it's an injury, Dan.
All right. Seems as though he tweaked his ankle on that last play. Same play. Swings it to Kevin. Kevin up line with the strike cut from Zach S. Who puts it back center to you. Straight shot down the middle. Zach S. making all the right cuts. And he gets the backhand. Kind of dad backhand off to Johnny for the score. We're looking at Angry Snails 1, Pineapple Finger Gun 0.
Pineapple finger guns in this is trying to break their losing streak.
Yeah, they're at the moment they're 2-0-2 in the league. Current standings are Wojo's team at
Team Clutch.
Team Clutch, they call themselves, at 2-0. Angry Snails at 1-1. Pineapple Finger Gun 0-2, and Team Dump Truck also 1-1.
Scott with a nice upfield shot. Highly backhand to Tim. Tim sent backhand around to Scott, around to Mike Long. Mike Long's looking upfield.
A lot of backhands coming out.
Mike Long throws a backhand to the fourth side to Walshy. Walshy throws a flick huck to Tim, who grabs it above Sean.
Tim's able to get big on that one.
He's a bigger man.
He is a bigger man. It all comes down to positioning at that point.
It does. Got the right position. You always come down with it. Binding position is very important in this sport.
I'm wondering if Team Pineapple Finger Guns is going to be able to stop that extreme cutting that we saw from Zach S. He was just making it through all their defense.
We'll see. We'll see if they make any adjustments throughout the game.
Seems licensed nurse Tim is
helping Matt.
Seeing how his ankle's doing. God bless Tim for picking the profession that he did. It's not for everybody.
Scott's looking a bit confused on this, don't you think?
Looks as though he's calling for a sub from somewhere.
Scott gives his hand a pull. Scott sends a nice backhand pull to barely out the back.
That's a brick. Kevin's going to take that up 5 yards.
Disc is in.
Zach Palmentero with the strike. Ooh, barely coming down with the disc. Rolls through with it, puts out the forehand.
Scott with a huge D there.
Gets up.
Scott throws it little up line to Tim. Tim's looking for something. Throws it to the middle. Mike Long. Mike Long takes a shot. Just out of Tim's reach.
I couldn't see, but I imagine that Tim was... it looked like he was cutting the other direction, but...
It could have been some miscommunication there always.
Yeah, Sean tapping the disc in, but
realizing you can take it to the
he's
front.
He's got to walk it up a couple yards. Gets that open side to Kevin. Puts it big.
Mike Long comes with a big D.
Hustles for it.
Hustles to get it out of the way of Jan.
Jan seeming to force the line here.
Oh, this looks like a switch to a backhand for it, maybe.
Oh,
nope. Repositions for it. Mike Long tries to give it to Scott, but it's just too low, and Scott just drops it.
Kevin trying to set up a play here. Maybe set up an ISO in the end zone.
It's possible.
Zach Palmentera almost rolling into the net there on that side of the field, but he gets the disc and he gets the point.
He could have just face planted the net.
Yeah, we don't want any property damage here. We're trying to be able to come back to this place.
True. Liking this camera panned on this nice I
saw Tim head to the sideline there. I don't think Matt will be coming back in, so perhaps Scott's found a sub from another team.
It's possible.
All right, Zach Palmentera with the pull. Little low skip.
Walshy takes it on the sideline. Centers it to Mike Long. Mike Long to Scott.
Looks like we found our sub. Gabe stepping in for Matt.
Scott up the field to Walshy. Walshy to Gabe. Gabe up the field to Mike Long.
Zach not wanting to let any rounds out.
That's a good mark, if I have to say so myself.
Oh, no commitment from Zach S. there.
There's no one in the area. He's fine.
That's true.
But he could have padded his stats a bit.
Definitely could.
Gabe with a nice aggressive mark.
A very weak throw coming out from Zach S. No forehand.
Foul being called. Johnny's calling a foul. Scott looks like he's no contestant.
All right, Johnny picks up, taps the disc in, comes in at 0. Looks for the immediate reset.
Ooh, Scott with a huge hand block.
That's got to feel
And Johnny with
orgasmic.
some disrespect. And Scott with a nice crossfield forehand to Gabe for the score.
Very nice.
Scott's big hand block there just.
That was a huge momentum swing.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely a confidence booster, too.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge hand block, especially on the goal line. Hand blocks on the goal line just are just. You got to score off that if you get a hand block on the goal line.
If you don't, you're killing a lot of morale there.
You can't mess that up.
You got to be able to convert. And we definitely saw that.
Mike Long to pull. Nice low pull. Slides across the turf a bit.
Zach Palmentera picks up, swings it over to Kevin. Kevin looking a little stuck on line. He needs a reset. Puts a big hook out. Zach S. coming down with it.
Is he in the end zone?
We're a little out of focus here, but it looks like it's a
he's
score.
in the end zone. Zach S. gets it over. Looked like Gabe at that one. It's where body positioning comes down. You had the better body position than Gabe, and just didn't have to make a big jump play. Just wait for it to come down because Gabe didn't have a play.
Kevin rips the backhand hook, rolls out the back.
Scott with the nice pickup, taking it to the front of the line, front of the end zone. Scott with the forehand up the middle to Walshy.
Sean converting to a straight-up mark.
Resets to Scott. Scott sends it up the field to Gabe. Gabe's looking big.
Johnny with no force.
Gabe throws a nice around to Mike. Mike throws another around to Scott. Almost a little behind him. Scott throws it up the little skinny break to Walshy. Walshy throws it up the line to Gabe.
Johnny's still giving all the options of the field with his straight-up mark.
Mike Long with the big around to Scott, who... Whoa, wow, Walshy comes up with it. That was was a good play by Walshy. Had good heads-up play. Walshy throws it to Mike Long, who drops it. It's unfortunate. That was a great heads-up play by Walshy there.
That was. Never take your eyes off the disc.
Scott missed it, and Walshy was just there to pick it up. Pick it up off the ground before it hit.
All right, we're seeing Kevin pick up. Johnny clearing out deep with a under to Zach S. Zach S with a little bit of a wobbly forehand, but it makes it to his goal, so.
It's like it's a forced forehand here by Pineapple Finger Guns.
Sean upfield to Kevin. Kevin with the put. A little out the back. I feel like it could have been caught.
Could have been a toe.
I feel as though you could have just went up for it. It didn't seem too high. But it's a difficult read to throw around your body like that.
Centers it to Walshy. Walshy up the line to Scott. Scott with the big huck to... Oh, Johnny tried to come down to D, but missed it. Gabe
Definitely
just sends it to the end zone.
Definitely fouled Gabe there. I saw a big push, but even so, Gabe comes down with the disc.
Mm-hmm. Huge push by Johnny, but Gabe still comes down with it, and Walshy is just...
Johnny's got to watch the contact there. You got to make contact with the disc before the person to have a play. Otherwise, you're just
a straight foul.
Yeah, it's just a straight up foul. And I don't think anyone in good reason could contest that, and they're going to get the disc anyway.
Mm-hmm. Walshy streaking deep for a nice score. Pineapple Finger Guns being good about using those underspaces.
Forget the team name. What's your team name? Angry Snails. Angry Snails. Alright, Zach picking up. Looking a little stuck on line there, but he just rips it big. Walshy's got to look up for those.
There's two defenders in the area, and they just they couldn't do anything. No one could look at it.
Easy point. Definitely a contestable disc.
Mm-hmm.
Had positioning and all, just didn't quite look up.
Straight up marks on the end zone line. They never work. You gotta pick a force and stick with it.
You gotta hope your team. You gotta communicate that to your team as well.
You gotta trust your teammates downfield to take away that side of the field.
You can be vocal about what you're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna switch force, let your team know, and then hopefully they'll understand that they'll need to cover the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, because if you switch forces and they're not ready to cover the opposite side of the field, everyone's open.
Everyone is open. That's on you at that point. Jan with the skip.
Interesting pull.
And
Tim centers it to Scott. Scott up the field to Mike Long. Mike Long to Walshy. Where's Walshy's mark?
Zach running up.
Walshy up the line to Mike Long, who catches and jumps in the end zone. Jumps and catches in the end zone, as I should say.
Very athletic play. Good body control. He realized, hey, I'm not in. I'm going to make it. So I'm in. And twisted and warped his body to the point where, hey.
His first point of contact was in the end zone.
Going to land here. Seeing a lot of smiles online. They're happy with that last play.
Looks like Team Angry Snails has to get put down on defense faster.
Yeah,
they're just giving too many yards.
Hustling on the pole is definitely a good look every time. As much as you might feel gassed, it's always good to get down there and
take away a couple throws.
Take away those easy yards.
Sometimes they have a set play, and if you stop that set play, you can change the outcome of this point.
Big swing of momentum.
Scout, a nice pull. Nice up high.
Received by Zach Palmentera. Puts it center to Zach S., who gives it right back.
Looks like we got
Jan coming back for
Looks like we got some straight up forces here. Looks like nothing real.
Sean coming for the under. Puts it big.
Just Sean throwing a laser there. Yeah. That's a laser. If I've ever seen one.
It was out of Zach S.'s reach. He needed to put a little English on that, maybe a little I.O.
It was a great idea. Great idea, though.
Yeah, it was a good put itself. Like, the idea of it just needed a little finesse on the execution.
Scout the pickup, throws it inside to
Jan, who's just smacking it down.
Doinks it off Tim's hands, and Jan with a huge smackdown to keep it.
Jan looking for something. Oh, Mike Long coming to save that potential D. Oh, that was a D.
Yeah, that's where you got issues there. You get clogging in the end zone. You got to stay out of that force side at that point. Scott set the disc in the center.
Leisurely walking up for the mark.
Scott throws it around to Walshy. Walshy's looking upfield. Throws it to Tim. Tim just shoots one to Mike Long, who's not in. He's right at the end zone line. Let's see if they can score this.
Recess to Scott. Scott signaling for a strike cut.
And just throws it to Mike Long, who's still not in the end zone. Nice little push pass to Scott that Scott almost overran on that one.
Taps it off. That was a roller coaster there, ending on end zone line twice.
Mike Long just couldn't get the body control to get in that end zone that time.
It's a good thing they didn't give up, though.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just secure the disc instead of trying to get in the end zone. Got signaling to pull. Scott gets the hand, shoots a nice little laser that just looks like it's about to sail out of bounds, and it does sail out of bounds.
You got no wind resistance. You're indoors. It's gonna go a lot further than you think it would. All right, Kevin bringing it up to the brick mark.
Scott forcing a nice big forehand mark here. He's a little jumpy on his mark.
Faking big, but he puts it on the second attempt. Johnny coming down with it easily.
Easy score. That's a quick point.
One throw, one score.
Sometimes you need those quick points. It ends a lot.
Yeah, it adds up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It should put the other team on their toes.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, man.
Can't let that happen again.
They can shoot some deep, too.
Team Angry Snail is just saying, hey, let's do that every time. Make an easy game.
It works every time. Other teams gotta respect the deeps otherwise it's gonna work every single time.
Absolutely.
Gotta respect the deeps and you gotta respect the unders. Gotta play nice, hard, solid defense.
Got a hand. Kevin coming in with the pull. Puts out a sharp backhand. Looks like it lands just out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like it was right just on the line there. Gabe with the pickup.
Zach S. with best force he's had all game.
Tim up to Walshy. Walshy looking. Oh, switching to the force here.
Yeah, Johnny's all over the place when it comes to that.
Walshy with a turn. That was a switch of the force. That was not ideal.
Hey, but gets a throwaway from it. Not to say it was a good move, though. Zach Palmentera looking upfield. Might need a reset soon.
Walshy with a nice run through D.
Looks like we got a little bit of a cut in the footage here.
Yep, lost a bit.
Might have been
Walshy with the pickup. Walshy throws it, centers it to Scott with a dump. Looks like a big backhand force this time. Gabe up to Walshy. Walshy throws a forehand around to Scott. Scott fakes a forehand around. Throws a backhand up to the sideline for Gabe. Gabe's looking for something. Gabe throws a forehand around to Scott. Scott throws a backhand back up onto the sideline. Mike Long throws another backhand to Walshy, who's on the sideline.
They're stuck on the side here.
Walshy throws it around. Ooh.
Big layout from Kevin.
Right up the line to Scott. Nice forehand break off that layout to Gabe, who throws a forehand to Scott in the end zone.
Off the break cut.
Off the break cut. Looks like Johnny there backed off on the mark there for a sec, and just everything went downhill.
Yeah,
Gabe had a nice easy forehand to the end zone.
Gave up a lot of field space there.
On those, you have to hold true to your force. There was a backhand force. Gabe had it there, and Scott was cutting backhands or forehand side.
That shouldn't go up.
If the force was there, that would never have gone up. Scott would have had to make a 7 cut to be open. 7 or an S. Scott's getting ready to pull. Signals. gets a hand. There's a good pull. Barely rolls out the back. Dang. Got almost put it right on the back line. Mike Long with a good forehand force.
Kevin puts it up again. All these deep throws just keep going up. Zach with that outrageous hammer to no one.
Just miscommunication the entire way. Mike Long with the pickup.
Looks like we're back to a forehand force from Team Angry Snails.
Mike Long throws a forehand to Scott for a reset.
That was a hammer.
Oh, yeah, that was a hammer. My bad. It was a hammer to reset, and it just couldn't get to Scott. Scott
felt a bit cornered there, so he threw a bit of a crazy throw.
Around backhand's a lot better in that situation than the hammer.
Kevin picks up, pumps someone off, puts out a nice little floater out there to Zach S. We're seeing Team Angry Snails just able to convert more on the line.
That's what it seems. It's all about that conversion on the line. If you can convert, you're going to score some points.
Both teams moving the discs relatively well, but just we're seeing more finish from Team Angry Snails.
And it seems as if Pineapple Finger Guns gets caught on the four-side line. They're just getting trap zone occasionally.
You can't make those throws.
They're getting some blacks on the red zone, but most of them are coming with them being stuck on the end zone on the one of the sidelines and
not being able to get a throw up.
They just can't get it off.
Zach S comes in with the pull.
Slides out of bounds. Walshy with the pickup. Takes to the front of the end zone, taps it in. Centers to Mike Long with no defense anywhere nearby. Looks like another backhand force to Scott. Or now it's forehand force. Scott throws it to Gabe. Back to a backhand force.
He really juiced Jan there.
Yeah.
He seems to have switched men.
It's a couple switches. Looks like it's backhand to forehand. Oh, Gabe misses it on the line, it looks like.
All right, Johnny picks up. Brings it, gets it tapped in. Throws a hammer. Resets to Zach Palmentera. Barely catches it. He's stuck in the back of their end zone. Throws another hammer. Fuck it.
Why not?
Let's see one from Zach S. Oh, it turns out it's a big fucking forehand hook.
It just is out of Johnny's reach.
Ironically, a hammer would have been a better throw there.
Probably.
With the cut we saw.
Gabe with the pickup. Looks like weird force. Gabe up backhand Scott. Forehand force. Scott with the up the line to Walshy. Walshy just centers to Scott. There's no pressure on that one. Scott throws a backhand straight into Johnny.
Ooh, I think he wanted a break side throw to Mike Long in the end zone there, but
it could have worked if Gabe got Johnny out of that space.
Yeah, he needed to clear. It was clogging out.
Just clogged and it just went for a nice turn. Mike Long with a big mark.
Zach Palmentera picks up, throws a hammer.
Why not?
Let's keep it going. This train is not stopping.
Not hammer trains today, it seems.
You know, last week it had quite the astonishing completion rate, but we're seeing quite the opposite right now.
It's a hit or miss on hammers sometimes. Walshy upfield to Gabe. Gabe just throws nice around to Scott. No pressure at all. Up the line to Gabe. Up the line to Mike. Back up to Scott. Scott fakes a backhand. Palmentera with the mark to shot two. Oh, Gabe tried the greatest there.
Greatest attempt off screen there. I don't think Mike Long registered that could even be a possibility. But I can't blame him.
Sometimes those are, you don't expect them.
Exactly.
They just happen. You're like, oh crap.
Zach with the quick under is Zach S.
Walshy with a nice mark.
Ooh, unfortunate drop from Zach Palmentera there on the under.
Mike Long with pick up to Gabe. Gabe over to Walshy. Walsh throws a nice up line to Scott for the score.
Easy throw. Great cut to open space. Perfect throw to space.
Angry Snails looking like they need to pressure the handlers more. They're just getting some free resets.
Yep. I see a lot of people walking up on their marks. You really got to get up there and put some pressure.
Don't put the pressure. It's just going to be easy throws.
That's where you're going to get the majority of your turns, is putting hard pressure on the handler.
Making them throw something awkward that they don't want to throw.
Exactly. And then that'll give your defenders a better chance.
Defense 101. Scott with the nice pull.
Big pull out the bag. Scott has been...
He's been jacking it. He probably should stop hitting that gym.
Strong today. He is... I'm trying to see a close-up of them biceps.
You think he got a nice big pump before
he's pumped for sure.
You think he went for a nice pump at the gym before he came to the game?
I figured it out. It's because he's pumping his teammates off so much.
Oh, it's because he's straight pumping his teammates off.
Yep.
He's got to stop pumping. Gabe with a shot. Mike Long gets it. Mike Long throws it around to Walshy, who drops it.
Zach Palmentera with another hammer out the back. Yeah. Today's not Zach's day with those.
No, it is not.
But, I don't think that's going to stop him. I think they're going to still come up.
Scott's taking it up to the cone. Scott's calling something, looking upfield.
Just tapped in. He's trapped on the sideline here.
Throws it around to Mike Long, who just
barely
drops
it. This is a really crucial moment here, in that, having a turn on your end zone line, that's scary stuff. Kevin calling a play here. It looks like he wants an ISO on Sean. Tries to break his man. Doesn't commit to the cut. Kevin puts it out to space, but again, Sean didn't commit there.
Mike Long goes to pick it up on the cone.
When you come in on that ISO, you got to pick a direction. You got to go.
Gotta fake one way and go the other way and hope your mark throws it. If they don't throw it, you go there. Mike Long throws it around and... Ooh, picked off.
Same story. Trapped on the sideline by the net. Tries to get the around off, and it's D'd. But this time, it's a caught D, and that's in your end zone.
So, what should happen there is Scott shouldn't move until Mike Long gets ready to throw that around. Because if Scott's not moving, his defender's not moving.
Exactly. He's not.
So if Mike Long steps and throws that around to space behind Scott, his defender's 3 to 4 yards in front of him.
You're not going to have the time to react.
But Scott moving before that throw goes up is just giving his defender time to get the play, to make a play on it.
Is that game?
That looks like game.
All right. Well, that is week 3. Angry Snails over Pineapple Finger Guns. Yeah. What a game.
Game 2 is getting ready to get started.
Yeah, we see some people warming up on the field. Looks like we got Higgy warming up that forehand.
In and out of space. Oh, there's Andy Shirk running. Matt Ferris jumps into the camera view.
We jumping straight into this?
Dump truck's getting ready to pull.
Dump truck, baby! Insert dump truck. Mike Long, can you look up some dump truck noises to put in there?
Tia over there looking like she's getting ready to pull.
I'll do my perfect construction noises.
Well, it's not a construction.
Tia with the pull.
Dump trucks. All right.
Matt Ferris with the kick.
Yeah, we stops at this. Gabe picks up.
Dan sets a nice mark. Almost gets a hand block.
Oh! Still get a turn off it.
Gets a turn. That's the pressure. That's a mark pressure.
Pick up from
Gabe.
A little bit of a straight up mark from Gabe.
Dan fakes a forehand inside. Up the line to John.
Andy with a nice force though.
Quality force. He might be able to move
still kind of high.
Gives it up to Higgy on the sideline.
They desperately need to get it offline here.
Up the line to Tia. They're just jamming that one.
They really want
to jam it up that line.
Wojo's team just keeping it on there, though.
Wojo gives up a mark, and they get it off to John. He's off the field. John shoots it just out of Tia's reach.
Barely. Some strong defensive showing on both ends.
It was some great marks until some that just made it easy to get it off.
Yeah, Wojo taking a disc.
Do with Mark.
Gets
John
off to
Edwards.
Andy.
Looks like a solid mark. Field Matt Ferris.
Yeah, Matt Ferris looking to center the
Oh.
disc. Back to Andy.
Another around.
Straight center field to Wojo.
Gotta stop this round.
Big put. Matt Ferris gets in the end zone deep.
Oh, he looks a little injured or something. Maybe he came down wrong.
Yeah, maybe landed a bit funny like Matt Marsick in the first game.
It's possible. Looks like he's walking it off. Might be okay. Might be out of breath too. It's a possibility. Oh, there's a little hop I saw.
Big burst. Looks like Team Clutch has a new member this week. I don't know if he'll be a reoccurring member, but
Looks like he's one for this week.
unaware of this man's name, so I apologize in advance.
I believe it was Eric.
Eric, all right. You shall henceforth
could be
known
wrong.
as Eric.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, well,
We're gonna take it as
for
though.
the purpose of this video, you are now known as Eric.
Dan picks it up and fields the pull and gives it on up. Centers to Higgy. Higgy throws it around to John. John throws it to Dan, who throws another little outside Higgy's reach, but that was good movement.
Yeah,
Solid movement.
That's what they want to see out there.
Like a dump swing. Dump swing sets are just
All right, Gabe swings it
strong.
over
They're
to
just
Joey.
strong. Joey's looking deep.
Oh, puts it big. Good effort play from Wojo there.
Good effort, but
Just a bit out of his reach.
gotta propel his body a bit.
Straight up mark.
And Dan tries throwing around, and it's just a little too fast for Ross.
A
It
little
seems.
hot. Ross keeping Gabe on the sideline here.
It's a good plan. Looks like John Edwards at the
Comes
D, or
comes down with the
Yeah.
D, yeah.
looks like a D straight into the net. Ooh, that's unfortunate. John Edwards tries to give it to Higgy, and it's just a little behind it.
Eric
Looks.
swings it, tries to get offline to Gabe. That's a good move.
Higgy with a monster block.
Big D.
Dan with the pickup. High release lefty, it looked like. Ross, who sends it back up the field to Dan. Ooh, Dan's on the break side, so he's got all the space to work with, and throws a nice crossfield forehand to John Edwards for the score.
Beautiful placement.
That give and go that Dan did was just what they needed. Like lefty break to Ross to immediately going.
Joey committed there to more of a straight up forehand force, but I feel like it would have been a little more beneficial to force some sideline there.
So it would have been a little beneficial to he should have been, I would suggest more straight up than that, because unless he's going to vocally tell his team that he's going to switch the force to backhand to that sideline, it could also screw his team.
You definitely need to vocalize that if you're going to switch it. Gabe receiving the pull, puts it up to Andy, who immediately centers it back to Gabe.
Throws the lefty to Andy. John Edwards with an aggressive looking mark there.
Really doesn't want to let Andy throw any backhand. Sees that he has a little bit of a weak forehand.
Ooh. Andy with the drop there. Dan with the pickup. Forehand cross field to Tia. Looks like a loose mark. Tia throws a backhand to John Edwards. John Edwards throws a forehand. A little bit of a laser. A little bit more touch.
A little bit out of reach there. I've got Play-Doh all in my nails now.
Should probably stop playing with Play-Doh, my friend.
That's what it's made for.
True.
Eric tapping the disc in.
Tia with the mark.
Gotta watch those feet, pal. You're picking them up a lot, but
Wojcik just punts it. That's a punt if I've
That
ever
is a
seen
punt.
one.
definitely on an unwanted punt. They really low stall count, if any stall count.
Yeah, you don't want to punt so low. Dan picks it up and gives it to Forsythe to Ross. Forsythe up to Tia. Tia's looking around.
Eric with a pretty reasonable mark here for being his first entrance.
Tia swings it to Dan with the shot, with the backhand shot to Tia, who unfortunate dropped it. There's a little bit of contact there, it looked like.
Questionable. Don't know if we got a foul there. Doesn't look like it's called.
Doesn't look like it called, but I wouldn't have been mad if there was a foul called there. There's some contact.
For sure.
Don't know if it affected Tia's play on the disc, but
gotta be cognizant of that. Gotta be willing to make that call.
Yeah, worst thing that happens is you just talk it out and be like, yeah, I don't think it was a foul. Talk it out. Contest, no contest. It's worse. Nothing bad can happen from it.
We saw some movement from Team Clutch up the field into a turn from a drop on Andy's part.
Dan's looking around. Throws a backhand upfield to Tia. Tia looking a little shaky with the disc here. Gives it nice behind to Ross.
Able to get it off.
Straight up to Dan. Dan's on the fourth sideline, it looks like. Throws a break to Tia, who tries to bid for it, but...
Again, we might have seen a little contact there, but...
I wouldn't have called a foul on that one if I was Tia. She kind of initiated the contact with Eric there.
Yeah, she definitely made the first movement towards the disc.
Gabe throws it to Wojo.
Wojo with the big. Oh, Eric looking a little juiced. Looking a little gassed on that one.
Yep, Tia with the pickup. Where was he going?
I don't know. Tia didn't need to wait for him, though.
Nah, she just tapped it and gone. Something being called? Looks probably like a pick.
Oh, no. So I believe Wojo at this point called a timeout, but he wasn't on offense. Thus it couldn't go through.
Ah, true. Can't call a timeout if you're not on offense. Tee up the field to Dan. Dan over to Ross. Ross with the backhand across field to John Edwards. John Edwards throws a nice backhand to space to Dan. No one had a play on that one. Dan shoots the tee over in the corner and just out of that reach in that corner.
Dump Truck really wants to feed this to Tia in the end zone. This is
all that corner.
Their third attempt.
Straight that corner. That back right corner. Just off just a little bit too hard, a little bit too high, a little bit too fast for Tia.
Just a wee bit. We're going to see Andy pick up for Team Clutch.
I feel like Andy's taking this to center of the field. That was kind of illegal.
We had our timeout there. They finally got it all. I know.
This was after a timeout.
Looks like we had a sub. Big put from Gabe.
Andy with a huge drop. He had
that's
all the time in the world.
Big momentum killer.
So did Team Clutch get a sub on that timeout?
Yeah, we see Matt Ferris on the field now.
That's not how timeouts work, though.
Might have been an injury call from someone.
Might have.
From Eric, perhaps.
Possibly.
Because I don't see him on the field any longer.
No. Like Ferris came in for Eric. I hope it was an injury call, not a thing on the timeout. Ross with a nice aggressive mark. Flashing the lane a couple times.
Gotta really go up to contest that. Matt Ferris comes down with it.
John Edwards with a nice aggressive mark to Andy, who does he get it?
No, he does not. That's another drop with Gabe.
That's another drop?
Gabe being wide open on the break side. Don't know if Wojo had to throw, but
Andy's got to stop dropping the disc. He keeps getting in the red zone, just unfortunate drops. Dan over centers it to John Edwards. Nice forehand to Tia. Tia sends it directly behind to Ross. Ross, it's a big backhand at that opportunity before Wojo came back. Behind the Dan. Dan sends a forehand to the end zone, and Wojo misses it, and Ross catches it for the score.
That's a big play. Finally converting in the end zone there.
Wasn't to Tia.
No, it was not, but that marathon point has ended.
That has. He looks like he's coming on. Ross looks a bit gassed. We'll see how this next point is about to go.
Yeah, we see Eric coming out from the bathroom there. Perhaps got himself a bit of water. He'll be back on the field in a short few moments.
Maybe he called an injury because he had to take a shit.
Do what you
Sometimes
gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Higgy with a forehand pull. Ooh. Wojo Fields. Centers to Joey.
Joey looking upfield.
He's getting close to her mark.
All right, finally got a mark on Joey.
It took Ross a while to get there. Ross throws in a round.
Gets that break.
Ross is having a nice solid mark on the hip there.
Yeah, he's definitely dedicating to that.
He's definitely putting his dick
In his
pocket.
pocket. Gabe stuck on line here. Puts it up. Woodruff comes down with it. They're still stuck on line.
So you got to keep him on the line at that point. Where is the Matt Ferris's defender? Oh, there's Higgy. Round of Wojo. Almost a collision there.
Almost, but we don't see it.
Looking some gassed.
Oh, throws it straight into Ross.
Ross is like, what do I do with this now? He had a lot of opportunities to throw stuff.
A lot of walking on that.
Well, yeah, a lot of walking. Ross had a lot of opportunities to throw something. His mark took a while to get there. Dan puts a sky ball for something. Wojo comes down with a D. Oh, it's looking like some are Oh, hit the ceiling.
There was a stall call.
Stall called. Oh. It's looking like people are getting a bit tired.
Yeah.
Is it contested stall? No, looks like uncontested stall.
Taps disc in. Gabe picks up.
Or the sideline to Matt Ferris, who just toes the line.
This is a bit strange. We're not seeing Team Clutch score as much as they nearly have in their other games this season.
It is. It seemed like Wojo's having a good amount of throwaways. Andy's having a drop city train. He's just in drop city right now.
I think you can attribute a lot of it to Team Dump Truck's defense, though.
Yeah, the Team Dump Truck is having some great forces this game.
All right,
They're all on the hip. They're all putting their dicks in their pockets. That's a goal.
Yeah,
right into the goal.
Team Clutch, one metaphorical point.
Dan brings it up to the line. Wojo taps it in. Dan calls it an immediate timeout. Good call by Dan there. Get some time. Well, really lost some footage.
Yeah, unfortunately we lost a bit of
Higgy with the pickup.
Bit of the game here.
Up the line to Tia. Like a weak force up the line. Oh, Wojo grabs it.
A little bit of a wobbly throw.
Bit. Wojo with that weird blade hammer thing. Looks like they're forcing it right into the sideline. Andy might have been out on that one.
I think the disc hit the net there. So one
Possible.
downside we have with our indoor field here.
Up the line to Tia. Tia's looking around. Ooh, Higgy with a sick cut. All just out of Higgy's reach. He put Gabe on his heels and he just had no idea where he was going.
Definitely an incredible move.
He's wide open, a little floatier, and that was the score. Joey with the hawk.
Big. No effort out there.
Ross wasn't even sprinting to get it.
No.
He could have padded his stats there. That's a stat patter, Ross. It's a stat patter throw.
Smack it down, catch it, get your D.
Helps move the disc a bit faster, too. Higgy with a shot. Looks like it's a little...
Big forehand. We see Joey walking in for the pickup from Team Clutch.
D with the mark is up. It hit the ceiling, it looks like.
That was a big throw.
Was a high one.
Joey tapping the disc in.
Higgy with the big
immediate interception.
Higgy's looking deep again. Throws a scoober. Ooh,
Over
saucy
the top to
throw.
Ross.
Ooh.
Answered right back.
By Wojo. Who just sends it deep?
Bit of a travel there from Wojo, but
It's out the back.
it is out the back.
If you didn't travel, it might have not been out the back.
Mm-hmm.
You get too much power.
Set yourself.
Yeah. Higgy with the pickup. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Turnovers on turnovers on turnovers.
Happens. Joey to Wojo. Wojo sends out to space. Joey just comes.
Big hustle.
Big hustle by Joey. Huge hustle.
A little bit of a spike there in celebration. Breaking the dry streak.
And if John would sacrifice his body a bit, he might have been able to make a play.
Could have.
Seen a couple instances tonight where there's could have been a couple body sacrifices for a play.
A lot of people are a bit scared to put their body out there for it. Wojo calling out the line for his team.
If I'm not mistaken at this point, Wojo's team is down. Our Team Clutch is down a couple points right now.
They are indeed.
Wojo's got to call a strong line if he wants to keep his win streak going. Dan centers the Ross. Ross fakes backhand, dumps it to Dan. Forehand around, it looks like. Ooh, and Matt Ferris just gets there. Oh, did we see an injury call?
Matt Ferris, pretty frail boy, coming down with a lot of these discs, but also
Slight injuries.
slight injuries. But
Matt Ferris picks up on the sideline. Tia's got a nice sideline force.
Looks like they're keeping the backhand force.
Oh, that's a hammer.
Matt Ferris getting the point there.
Looks like he grabbed his quad a bit. Might be some quad pain somewhere. Keeping the same line out there.
Oh, we're seeing a 1 point deficit here.
1 point deficit. They're down by one. This is I believe this is the first week that Team Clutch have ever been. Ooh, Wojo with the big D. Just puts it up to Gabe. Looks like a little push off of Dan there a bit, but this is that was the first time we saw Team Clutch a little bit behind in a game.
Immediate break point ties up the game.
It's keeping the same line. That was it's a fast point. You gotta watch that as the dump handler there. You gotta watch for the guy coming in and just let your guy know that it's not a good throw. It's okay to talk a bit. Dan takes it to center field. Oh, he's taking it a bit farther. Looks like it went out a little bit further. This is Universe Point, isn't it?
This is.
Wojo taps it in. Dan dumps to Higgy. Higgy's looking for something. He throws a high release around. Ooh, unfortunate. The wrong edge. Wojo just sends one to the corner for the game.
Really sad ending there for Team Dump Truck, but a great explosive plays from Team Clutch.